What's going on, gents? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing okay. Now, in today's video, I wanted to talk about the importance of not comparing yourself to what everybody else is doing. Not comparing yourselves to the successes and the wins of others, but rather to your growth, your wins, your progress. It's so easy to get lost in this way of thinking. When you're not feeling good about what you're doing and your progress and your life, to look at everybody else and what they're doing, their progress, their life. You see they're wearing nice fancy clothes. Clearly they've spent some money on themselves. You see they've got a nice car. You see that maybe they're in a great relationship. Maybe they talk about their earnings and it's way higher than yours. And you just can't help but feel like you are behind. You just can't help that when you see people online on social media posting about themselves being on a yacht in Dubai or posting about their business and their success, you can't help but feel behind. We've all been there. But an important thing to remember is that very often when you see these posts, when you see social media profiles of people who are doing really well and you feel a little bit envious of, you are looking at the very, very best moments of their life. You are looking at content or a profile that has been curated to the absolute point of perfection. You're not seeing on somebody's profile their insecurities. You're not seeing their financial struggle. You're not seeing their relationship problems. You're not seeing their negative attitude. You're just seeing the perfect, complete picture. And the problem with admiring people that you see or appear to be doing well is that you don't really know what's going on. You only know what they want you to know. Maybe they funded the car that they have that you really like and wish you could have on finance. They're paying thousands of pounds every single month for this car that they can't really afford, just so that people can see them driving a nice car. Maybe the picture of them on a yacht was funded by their recently deceased grandfather in his will payment. You just don't know, so stop wasting your time obsessing over what everybody else is doing and comparing it to yourself when you don't know the circumstance and you don't know if it's realistic either. Jordan Peterson says, compare yourself to who you were yesterday and not to who somebody else is today. One of the biggest wastes of time is to sit there and look at somebody else and compare their life to yours. You might be comparing yourself when you are sat there on chapter 5 of your story to somebody who's currently on chapter 27. It's not fair. They've had more time than you. They've had more opportunities than you. They're better connected than you. And you're really going to sit there and compare them to you and get in this whole sort of self-hate state of mind? It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Now, does this mean that you can't look at other people as motivation to get better in a positive way? No, you can absolutely do that. It's good to look at other people who you admire, who you think are doing really well, and say to yourself, you know what, I'd like to achieve similar things. But to sort of use them as a measuring stick for yourself is not a good way to go about things. Because you're essentially giving that person who might not even know who you are, control over your self-worth. When you put them as a measuring stick to how you feel about yourself, they quite literally dictate how you feel. The better they do, the worse you feel. So instead, give yourself the power to control how you feel about you. Instead of looking at other people and if they do really well, feeling bad, feeling jealous, feeling behind, compare you to you, like Jordan Peterson says. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who somebody else is today. And I'm not talking directly about yesterday. I'm talking about a year ago. You were in a horrible mess a year ago, and you're not there now. You're doing a lot better now than you were then. But because you're so fixated on this guy and that guy and their success, you can't see your own success. And I guarantee a lot of you would start feeling much better about yourself if you looked back a year from today at where you were. Most likely, if you're watching this video and you're 6 minutes in, you're a serious person. You're a serious person who takes their personal development seriously. Chances are, if you're this deep into your self-improvement, if you're this invested in growing, that you would listen to me, somebody you don't even know, somebody who could be talking rubbish, just on the off chance that it might help you to grow. I guarantee you within the last year, you've made some growths that probably you have forgotten about, that probably you haven't appreciated enough. It is so important to start looking back and reflecting on where you were. Forget what everybody else is doing. It's out of your control. You don't know the circumstances. You don't know what connections they have. You don't know what leg ups they've had to achieve success. You don't know if it's borrowed success. You don't even know if it's real success. There's so many don't even knows that it's not even worth thinking about. Start thinking about you. Start thinking about how far you've come so far, your progress, and start thinking about setting goals. You can say to yourself, well, within the last year, I achieved this. Within the next year, I want to achieve this. Within the next 6 months, I want to achieve this. Set yourself some short-term goals. Set yourself some long-term goals. For me, a short-term goal is to this month hit 1,000 subscribers on the channel. If you could help me out by dropping me a subscribe now, that would be amazing. But in the long term, I'd like tens of thousands of subscribers to this channel. But you have to set those short-term goals and then those long-term goals. I understand why there is a pull to see what everybody else is doing and compare yourself to them. We will all fall into that trap at some point or another. But when you do, you must drag yourself back down. Drag yourself back down to the reality that all of that is just wasted time. And the best strategy to improve and the best strategy to really feel good about yourself is to actually acknowledge your wins, acknowledge your progress, acknowledge your growth, look back at the things that you have done in the last year with pride. Ask yourself, where was I a year ago and where am I now? If you're in a better place now than you were a year ago, you should be pleased, and you should stop comparing yourself to everybody else with different circumstances. It's not a good way to go about things, guys. Anyway, look, I hope you took some value from this video today. If you did, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, comment your thoughts down below, I'd be really pleased to hear what you've got to say and hear if you've got any insights on this topic. And look, check out the links down below in the description of this video for more from me. As always, thank you for your time and your attention, and I will see you in the next one.